Happy Sunday to everyone. I've been away for like 2 weeks, and the reason why is because I had an aunt to pass away week before last, and then I had an uncle to pass away last week. So tomorrow we'll be going to the funeral home to bury him. The uncle that passed away, I was very close to him because he was my mother's oldest brother, and he died of cancer. I keep forgetting what kind of cancer it was. Prostate cancer. He had prostate cancer, and watching him die, watching him in the hospital last 3 or 4 days was excruciating for me. He Watching him go through that, I cried a lot because it took me all the way back to when my fiance passed away last year. Watching the suffering and watching him laying there, struggling to get up and in pain. And it took me all the way back to when I was sitting in the hospital watching my fiance pass away. 4 days. It was 4 days of just watching him go through. And watching my uncle made me think about the last day that my fiance was alive, and hearing the raspy breathing and watching him struggle to just survive and just breathe, and it was heart-wrenching. I wanted to see how I wanted to know if I could do anything at that point to help him, and I knew I couldn't. I mean, it was a defining moment for me to let me know just how limited people are, just how much we can do. I mean, we're men, we're just human, and that's it, and we can only do so much. I remember when I was watching my uncle pass away, I remember looking at him saying the same thing I said when my fiance passed away, that if I wish I could win $1 million and give him a new prostate, or I wish I could do a lot of things, but then at the end of the day, it is what it is. And watching my mama go through, everybody knows I love that woman to death. Watch her oldest brother pass away. God knows if you saw them, they look just alike. He's a male version of her, and she's a female version of him. But the takeaway from all that, I guess, would be that he's not in pain anymore. He was in severe pain. Just watching, I can't do anything to help my mama because I can't bring him back. And my mama, she took it very hard, called me several times. She came to spend about 4 or 5 days with me, so I can watch her, so I can keep an eye on her. Mind you, all this going on at the same time when my Romberg syndrome decided it wanted to show out, and I would look at TV and I would see, different, see different people, and it's funny how the mind works. I mean, the mind is a very crazy thing. I would look at other people and I'd see how whole their face is, and of course it would sink into me, that in my spirit, that I don't look like them and I don't look normal. And I remember crying many times, and I don't know why it happens. When I look at TV and I look at how their face is whole. I mean, they're not ashamed to show their face. They're not ashamed to be on TV and smile. They're not ashamed of none of that. For them to walk out, and somebody talk about how sexy they are, it's great. Not just on TV, but a lot of times I'm sitting and I'm talking to people, and I'm feeling the same way, even about people that I know on an everyday basis. Standing and looking at people and wondering, what are they thinking about me? I mean, there's got to be a million questions that go through their mind as to what's happening with me, or what happened to me. Mentally, it's just not been a good 2 weeks. And trying to stay strong and trying to just keep going. a brighter day is coming, I know. So it's okay. I, it's been a very emotional 2 weeks. It's been going on. Thinking about too that the place that I'm working at, they're closing down. They'll be closed officially as of December the 7th. And they're rushing these residents out of the assisted living facility, are rushing them out, and watching how one thing I guess bothers me is how, again, they treat these people like, okay, so I need to help get you out of here, and they go in the mornings and they wake them up and they seem like they don't even know that they're leaving it. They just go in and it's okay, so we found a place for you to go get your stuff and get going. And then these people don't have enough time to even gather all their things, so they leave a lot of personal things behind, and I'm told to throw it away, and I don't feel comfortable doing that, because I look at the stuff that's in their room, and the stuff that if it was mine, it would be personal. It would be something I'd try to hold on to, something I'd want to take with me. So the best I can do. And even though I don't know if it's going to even matter, because I think about these people, and I think about some of them have been there for 5 or 6 years, and they've accumulated things, personal things, and I think I put myself in their position and just say to myself, if it was me, I'd want somebody to set it to the side or something, even though I don't think it's going to matter, because they're going to tear the place down when they're going to tear the place down, and their stuff may be lost in it. And another emotional part of this whole closing the place down is I've got employees up under me, of course, and my boss come to me and she wants to send me to another place to work there, so she wants me to start there immediately. And I'm sitting here thinking professionally, as a professional person, and I would think that the administrator at this other place that I went to go meet, I would think that appealing to his professional side, would be a great thing, because I was not about to just abandon this company in the middle of them closing down. That doesn't look good professionally. Like I explained to my boss, I said, to bring another manager in here because I'm leaving to go to another place to work, I said it would be so unfair, because they don't know the chaos that's going on here. I'm in the chaos. I understand the chaos. And then I think about my employees. I think about what's going to happen to them. Most of them are going to get transferred to another facility to work, but then still uprooting myself in the middle of their transition. I'm here today, and then tomorrow they don't know what's going to really happen to them. They don't know where they're going. So then you're going to uproot me, and I'm the immediate supervisor, and then put me somewhere else and leave my employees to wonder and worry about, what's going to happen next. They're already going through enough change. So my thing with my boss, and my thing with this new administrator, who told me he was very impressed with me and he wanted me to start Monday, I told them, I said, what, I cannot professionally and ethically just start another place Monday, because of the fact that I need to be there through the transition that my employees are going through. I need to see them through their transition, so then I can help them to transition successfully. I would not want anyone to do that to me, so I'm not going to do it to my employees. So I had to force them to let me be there until November the 1st, and then I can move from that point. So let me prepare my staff first about what's going to happen. So in case I end up not being there after November the 1st, let them know, so I can tell them, ease them into that. And after December the 7th, they get transferred, at least they know what was going on. I try to be as transparent with people as possible. So that was another thing that's going on. There's a lot emotionally that's happening, and sometimes I feel like I take the weight of the whole world on my shoulders. And God knows I'm nobody to be doing that. I'm just little old me, with Perry-Rumberg syndrome. I hate saying that. I hate talking about my Perry-Rumberg syndrome, but it's real. And I don't know, for the past 2 or 3 weeks, it's been like only again where I acknowledge it and I realize that I do have it, and it will come. I know that it's going to come, that I'm going to be able to have the surgery eventually. It will happen. Um, so then with the $814 I still have in my in the GoFundMe, I'm at the point now where I know that and if I get any more donations, that's great. But at the same time, I need to do other things to supplement that as well, so that I can move forward and I can. At my age, so I don't even know why it even matters, about the Paris-Rumbaugh syndrome. I feel like I've already lived half my life anyway. So, anyway, I intended for this to be a very short video, because there's so much going on mentally, and I keep feeling like at some point I keep running to my YouTube channel's subscribers, which I just saw the other day where I've got 143. So I've lost a couple, and that's fine too. It's fine too. People are going to be with you as long as they want to be with you, and they're going to believe in you as long as they want to believe in you. I don't know if I should get up and cut flips or do something outrageous, to get more subscribers, and I'm not going to. I'm going to continue to just be who I am. I'm going to continue to be real and be true to myself. And those that stay with me, I appreciate you. And those that's getting to know who I am, it's a great thing. Thank you so much for that. You empower me. You keep me strong. You keep me going. As to my other point, I was going to say that sometimes I feel like running to my YouTube channel to express what I'm feeling and what I'm going through that day. I don't want to keep putting that off on everybody else. I need to be happy, because all of y'all are supporting me. And there's so much going on in the world these days that you don't need to constantly hear sad stories. And I'm trying not to promote that here. But just to let you know, I am mentally right now, and the reason why I've been gone for 2 weeks. Just an update on GL Reentry Services, the place I told you I wanted to go back and work. They're still waiting to get more updates on how the state's going to do with the program. The programs, they said, should be up around end of the year. Still waiting to hear word. Human Resources emailed me a couple weeks ago and told me they'd send more updates. Get anxious about that, I do, because I want to be able to have a definitive answer as to when they open, so then I know what the process is going to be from here. So much of the world is unknown, so much, and people are scared of what they don't know. They're scared of they're scared of the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen in my life tomorrow. Sometimes I sit up at night and I worry, and I think about that. I think about what's going to happen with this GL Reentry Services job, and I don't know why I worry. I don't know why I worry about when it's going to come, or worry about when this surgery is going to happen. I've talked to several doctors, and they're sounding very promising. Just waiting to set an appointment to actually go physically see them. I've received phone calls and I've talked to them. They talk about a lot of new technology and a lot of new procedures that's being introduced as far as Paris-Rumbaugh syndrome. I just love every one of y'all for just continuing to be there, continuing to support me, continuing to just let me know that I'm valid, and that I am relevant in this world, and I feel like I'm relevant because of you. I just love each and every one of you. Anonymous, the day that you reached out to me the other day to respond to my last video, like I told you that day, I just wanted to give patronage to you, because that day, out of all days, when you told me that you wasn't getting the updates to the YouTube channel, but you just happened to see that one the other day, and the minute that you text me or that you responded to the video, you posted a comment, that was perfect timing, because my uncle had just passed away, and like I told you then, that was you lifted my spirits, and just being there in that moment. But again, I guess the topic of my video today is fear of the unknown, and not knowing what's going to happen next, and not knowing when it's going to happen. And sometimes I think that's a good thing, because if we always knew what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, then we'd do something to try to change the outcome of it, and not really experience the true benefit of the original outcome. Sometimes things work out a whole lot better, even if we don't know it. And a lot of times, I think I said one time before in my video where I heard this one saying where they said, a lot of things that we fear never really even happen, never come true. And I've been a witness to that in the past couple of weeks. A lot of things that I fear is going to happen next always turn out a whole lot better than I thought it was, or there was no direct impact to me because of some things that I was thinking was going to happen, and it turned out totally different. That was a great thing. So I think that fear of the unknown has always been something that I've gone through. It's caused me to do a lot of things that maybe I shouldn't do. And then when we sometimes put our hands in the midst of something and we try to make an outcome come out in our favor, sometimes we mess it up. So sometimes I think, even though we don't know what the outcome is, I think sometimes it's better to just leave it where it's at and just let it happen, and just let it be natural, the outcome of that. And you just let things happen like they're supposed to, because it always turns out for the better, no matter how hard it seems, and no matter how sometimes it hurts. But if we just let it alone and let it run its course, then a lot of times it works out in our favor. With that being said, I want to say thank you again to all of you. Sorry I've been gone so long. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your continued support, and I will talk to you all later. Maybe I'll do another video in the middle of the week. We'll see how that goes. Definitely, when I hear something back from Joe, and I'm claiming that it's going to be before Friday, I have faith, and I claim that by Friday I will get a definite word as to when things are going to happen. Until then, don't let negativity rule your life. And a lesson I'm learning. Things always work out for the best, and I love each and every one of you. Thank you. Bye bye. You tell me that thing did not record.